definitely in the building. Big H is definitely in the building. Solo is definitely in the building. My niggas on town this week, y'all. Last week he strolled in the joint like Norm, yo. And I'm Big Soup. And welcome to Superstars of Sports. But before y'all start the show, I need, what is it, 3 things or 4 things?
4 things.
It's 4?
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Let's take it to 5.
4. Well, what's the 5th?
Let's think of something for next week. Let's make some
like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you tune in on all your socials for the postings and the updates. Make sure you listen to Spin Wax Radio. Most importantly, our YouTube channel, Superstars of Sports on YouTube, Google Play, Spotify. Like H always say,
cause nothing to show love, y'all.
I don't know what's going to happen today because Soup is on some type of mood today. So this pod is about to go left anywhere. So we can start off with the news of the day. Like we always say, things happen on a Thursday. We touched on this briefly last week, right? And it was a heated argument, and now I guess it's going to be heated again. The Deshaun Watson, determination of suspension came out today. They gave my man 11 games, and they gave him a $5 million fine.
So how y'all feel about it?
Go ahead, H, you had a lot to say last week. I'll let you go first.
I think I kind of said everything last week. They gave him 11. I think they wanted a year. They probably want more than $5 million, but it is what it is, man. Hopefully this is it. They don't want to, change their mind in 2 weeks from this now. Yeah. Like, let it be. It is what it is, bro. Like, it's over. It's over. He can put it behind him. Hopefully he has a good career. He stay out of trouble. He'll be all right. But it's over now. I ain't got too much to say no more. I said what I said. I still feel the way I feel about it, but I'm just glad to say it's over with so we can just move on to everything else.
How you feel about them giving him 11 games and the first game that he comes back is against the Houston Texans? I thought 11 was a weird number, right? Usually they do the evens, right? You have 4 games, 6 games, 8 games.
12.
This joint popped at 11. And I was like, that's weird. Then I peeped the schedule. I said, oh.
You wonder if they even saw
first
the schedule.
game. Of course.
I know they saw.
Of course they saw.
You want to think
the first game against the Texans, first game back against the Texans.
That's crazy.
That game we have so many ratings.
Right.
That's crazy. What day of the week is it on?
So right now that game is scheduled for 1 o'clock on the Sunday. It's a basic 1 o'clock game.
Who gonna miss that game? Nobody.
Right. They're
not gonna televise that though, because they don't really want to.
I'll miss the game because I'll be at the Eagles play Tennessee at home that game, and I'll be there. But I can see that game getting flexed somehow. Seriously, gets put to 4 o'clock.
I can see it being an American game.
I think you might tune into that game because Derrick Henry gonna run down.
That nigga going at 8 o'clock.
You gonna put the masseuse rapist on at 8 o'clock?
American game, baby.
We already said he on some shit today, so this is what we getting already.
But listen though, you said masseuse rapist, right?
Yeah.
That's vicious. Allegedly.
No.
Listen.
No, that's what I'm saying though. So masseuse rapist. So what was he doing though? Like cause I kind of feel like I'm just kidding like Jason unless you gonna do it.
He was just jerking off.
So he was actually assaulting himself.
I don't know.
That's what some of them said.
See, I'm thinking that he was like giving up, like he on the table, like yo, you wanna, you know what I mean? That type of conversation.
He was going.
And cause I'm like,
he
well,
said massage here.
But I'm like, but that's up to them to do it though, right?
Not if you put her hand there.
That's what I'm saying. So that's where the indecent part comes in. I mean, it's all indecent, but I'm talking about as far as it being.
Yeah, because he.
You get what I'm saying though? Like it's not just a proposal at this point no more. Like now
objectively, he hired a professional masseuse, right?
Gotcha.
And lay on your stomach, they rub you back, all that other stuff. He's an athlete.
So he rolling over like.
So he rolling over with the gat out, talking about this is where the.
So he's straight. He pervert. He a pervert.
They say it's all about the power.
With the gat out.
You know what I'm saying?
So I never understood I never knew exactly what he was doing. I'm like, what was he doing? Because I thought he was just like, would you want to, I mean, like trying to shoot a shot. I mean, he was just shooting a shot. I didn't know.
He was.
And he like, no, rub me here, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he got me looking for that.
So that was the egregious. Yeah. I think that was the egregious behavior or something that the initial judge put in the rule.
That's exactly what that's called.
They're making him go see a psychiatrist, part of his suspension or some shit like that. So it's all types of stuff.
But you know what's so crazy about America though?
We're not going to stop watching.
No, not even just that.
Yeah.
If that's me or you, they just asking us to leave. That's it.
What you mean? I mean, we can't leave our crib.
No,
because they was coming to his crib to get it done.
I mean, well, they just leaving. They just packing up and they just leaving. Like
when you
got the bread, you can't do whatever you want sometimes because you feel what I'm saying. It's turning into something totally different. Because if Ace just getting beside and he rolling, I'm just gonna use you hypothetically. You know what I'm saying?
I told you
he rolled over, he pitched the tent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he asking somebody to put the tent down. It's like I'm just leaving.
Yeah.
Like it don't turn into them showing up at your job the next day and you got to worry about a suspension at your job.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Depending on how far you take it, you're right.
Because I've never heard nobody even had the cops called on. Cause I'm pretty sure dudes do this all the time.
Oh, that niggas do it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty
some
sure
dudes
they
probably
do it all the
can't
time.
even control it if you think about it.
No, I ain't talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you get rubbed on, like, some.
No, but I'm talking about the fact that you want them to assist you with putting the tent down.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
kind of feel like I'm pretty sure they hear that all the time.
Probably.
But I feel like it never turns into a legal matter. I think they just leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, I guess you're right, but it all depends. Like, maybe he was using the same service, so all the chicks at the parlor was tripping at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you got Deshaun's call today. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
think something wrong with him because I'm like, if that's what you're looking for, it's people who out there that
they'll
do that.
do it without.
Like, you don't got it. You don't like.
But that's what.
You know what I'm saying? Like what tip you on? Like,
That's what they said. More about the power.
You want to turn them?
What?
Like you want to turn them into something that they not. Like I came in here masseuse.
Yo, where are we going right now?
You know what I'm saying?
Where are we going right now?
you know what I'm saying?
Where are we going right now? Like, I don't even know if I want to continue the conversation.
Because you came in here with like mean with
right,
that.
but that's what I'm saying. That's what part of the problem was with the public outcry was. It wasn't about that because, like you said, they have happy ending parlors.
Yeah.
It was more about the power, being who he is. I am who I am. I got this money. I am the quarterback. You know, yada yada yada.
So it was monetary
Put the
proposition.
tape
It was
down.
monetary
Robert
proposition
Kraft,
on
he
top
got
of
away
it.
with it. He could have called Robert Kraft.
Yeah, I mean, he would have.
Robert got the Jones. Like, he
got
could
the-
put him
yeah.
on to the
But
little
see, the Robert
Asian
situation,
joint.
they didn't tell. It was a sting.
Yeah, but I'm
he
saying,
was
but that tells
I
me.
still think they set Robert up anyway.
But no, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. That tells me that Bobby K. That's what I call him, Bobby K.
Rob Kraft.
You know what I mean? Bobby K. That's what he do. He do that on the regular.
Right.
So I'm sure he affiliated with some of the joints that he trusts. He could have put the
But it goes back to the power.
Oh, yeah.
If Watson's going to hit up Robert Kraft where they know him to go do that,
Yeah.
then he walking in knowing he's going to get a happy ending.
But see,
he was trying to get on the.
I feel like he's trying to turn people.
He was trying to convert him.
Yeah, he's trying to turn people.
Yeah.
Turn him into what though?
Freaks.
To whatever he was. To
whatever he
little perverse ideas.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause you insulting yourself and all that. That's a lot to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. I don't know.
Anyway, so in the NBA news, right, over the last week since we recorded, they have. I was trying to get away, right? But you're gonna keep fueling them by laughing, right?
No, but you got to think, Eli.
No, I don't have to think. I'm ready for September 11th.
You just turn over to grab a hot towel and you know what I'm saying?
With the 10 out. Yeah, I get it.
He
I
was
know.
assaulting himself.
Yeah. And he wants you to help out. Just wrap this shit up.
Yeah, he wasn't thinking, yo.
No, he was. He was thinking he had money and power. He could do what he
wrong
wanted.
head.
So anyway, so the NBA, this dude, he just want to keep going right there, right? So NBA released their schedule, right? Sixers open the season in Boston. Thoughts?
I didn't even see the schedule. I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
You know how I feel.
We 0-1.
We 0-1.
0-1.
We losing the Boston out the rip.
I don't think so, yeah. Not out the rip.
First game we lose the Boston.
You think so? What do you think?
They might have KD.
This is the only reason why I say I don't know how Boston's season gonna be. They got exposed by Golden State to me. You don't think?
No,
Not Golden State. You talking about
I just felt like
I
I just think once they got that defense and made them boys play different, they ain't
Yeah,
answer the
but
call.
so you're not wrong. They did get exposed by Golden State, but the problem is Boston had added different pieces to the roster.
Who they added?
They've added Gallinari, right? So they added two boys that gives them more scoring off the bench.
more depth.
And more depth, right? And it's game one. You might be right. Like everybody, they might not play as hard.
Well, this is what I said. I think they got exposed for Tatum's and weaknesses.
Oh, right,
And Brown's
right.
weaknesses. I say that. Not the whole team, but I say
Jaylen
they
Brown's
exposed
weaknesses, sure.
their weaknesses.
Who
That's
Who
all
you
I say.
think got more exposed, Tatum or Brown?
Oh, Brown.
I think
I think
you should stick on Batman and Robin.
I've been thinking it was
I think
Tatum.
Brown showed up more than Tatum did.
I think
Brown showed up more than Tatum
You
did.
did too.
See, I'm in that camp with you. He's been always saying that Brown got exposed the most and that Brown didn't do the most. He was just a product of what
Brown's
game
way
one.
more
So I think Tatum just wore down, right? I just think
From the previous
just from having to do so much and carry them. To me, Jaylen Brown before and this is where I was saying Soup was right. Before the Warriors figured Jaylen Brown out and what was the word that you used? Well, you just exposed him. Right before it took after game 2, Golden State exposed Jaylen Brown and said, we was trying to play up on you and letting you drive by us because you were hot from the outside. Once they let him continue to shoot from the outside and funneled him into the drive, he turned into Tobias Harris the rest of the season, the rest of the series.
Right.
If it was anything more than the third dribble, it was hitting off his foot and going out of bounds. So that's why I think Brown's game got exposed more. I think Tatum just wore down. He was the number one guy. It's the first time they went that deep as him being the number one guy. I think he just wore down.
How about I ask you?
And he went toe to toe with Durant. Then he went toe to toe with Giannis. Like he was going toe to toe with the other team's best player.
With the best boys in the East.
Right. So then he had to go toe to toe against Jimmy Butler. So he went KD, Giannis, Jimmy Butler before he even got to the finals. Yeah. So I think Tatum just wore down, but I think Jaylen Brown's game was exposed more. That's my opinion about that. But I mean, it's game 1. It could be 0-1, but I'm always. The Celtics is a heated rival, so I'm always going to go against them. The other part of the schedule, even though the whole thing did come out, what's one of the most important days on the calendar for basketball is Christmas Day, right? After not being on Christmas Day last year, they got us back on Christmas. We're up in the Garden and we're playing the Knicks.
So you got the whole ass Eagles and the Sixers playing.
First of all, watch your mouth. The Eagles are Christmas Eve.
Oh, Christmas Eve
in Dallas.
Dang.
And then Christmas Day we're in New York in the Garden.
I like that.
There's no no disrespect to a lot of the people in the league, but there's no reason why Embiid shouldn't be on Christmas Day. Like you know what I'm saying? Like last year, them not having us on Christmas Day.
I agree.
A lot of people disappointed.
Yeah, like there's no
I'm
reason.
talking about even outside of Philly.
No, I agree.
Because my boy down Tampa Bay, he was upset about it.
Oh, yeah, I see what it is.
What's that shirt you got on?
I see what it is.
Embiid. I'm already ready.
MVP.
I'm already ready.
Yeah, I mean, show the camera. Show the camera.
It's already ready.
Yeah.
We ready.
I just knew the Tampa Bay joke was coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Tampa Bay in the Tribune.
What page was that? Because we know what the back page.
Page 6.
The page 6
is up front.
Yeah, I definitely think that they deserve it.
Yeah.
They exciting.
Embiid is a big enough to start.
No, that's a good joint. I'm sitting at the crib chilling. They probably in the afternoon, right?
We have a big game too. No, we're the first one. We started off 12 o'clock in the Garden.
Oh, so they want me to get up early on Christmas?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, breakfast, brunch. You know what I'm saying? Cooking the collard greens.
You just got done, throwing the trash out from the presents. You know what I'm saying? Kids are starting to go.
No, these kids at that age, fuck that.
I got a question for y'all though. Are we still in the running for the KD?
Yeah,
I mean, that's what the rumors say.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of reading on it, but they say Boston look good for him too. So y'all got a good chance.
They did, but something else came out earlier in the week.
Don't say they don't even want him.
So do the Pelicans.
I mean,
but guess what though?
We need him. We don't want him.
No, but guess what though? You're not the only Boston
fan,
fan.
right?
No, but
a
lot of Boston fans share your sentiment.
I don't want him.
They don't want him up there.
Why we want him?
Why would you not?
I want him.
I don't want him.
Why?
Because I don't want him.
So you don't have a reason?
No, I just don't want him.
I got it.
We don't have a reason.
We
got what we need. We don't need him.
All right.
How do you got what you need?
You thinking Tatum and Brown can do it?
We got what we need. We don't need him.
Okay.
So you wouldn't trade Brown for KD?
No, hell no. Hell no.
Even though you
would you trade Tatum for KD?
Hell no.
But you just agreed that Jaylen Brown's game got exposed. So you wouldn't give him up for KD?
So you don't think he practiced on that all summer? To get his game better?
It's Kevin fucking Durant.
I don't care.
All right,
cool. Y'all get him.
It's Kevin
Y'all
Durant.
get him.
If we can,
y'all get him.
If we can, we gonna get him,
Y'all get him.
right? And I'm gonna
not
laugh
giving
at you the next 4 years. I'm tell you now that we gonna.
It's Kevin Durant.
I said that last year.
Hey, so listen.
I'm just saying what y'all said. Y'all said y'all going to the chip last year,
I didn't
right?
think that. Remember
I
Did y'all not say that?
I said
Did
Eastern
y'all not say
Conference
that?
or to the chip.
Did y'all not say y'all going to the chip?
I thought Eastern Conference.
Did y'all say y'all going to the chip
I
last
thought
year?
Eastern Conference.
Y'all did, right?
We didn't have Kevin Durant.
But y'all didn't though, right?
No,
Okay.
Y'all got James Harden. Y'all was happy, right?
Yeah.
Same shit.
It was a chunky
Take
James
him.
Harden.
Take him. Y'all have him.
We'll win. Yeah, we're going to. Y'all never go to the finals.
All right. Y'all going to the finals like y'all was going last year.
Chris Middleton would have played. Y'all would have lost in the second round too. Like
You saying that, but it didn't happen.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know because he was hurt.
Didn't happen.
You couldn't beat him the year before.
It didn't happen.
I'm taking KD. Fuck
Say
this.
it.
I don't like.
Hey, then fuck the solo. Oh, fuck the bullshit.
There you go.
Like, we ain't.
You a
I
fool
don't
if you
want
don't
him.
want KD.
We ain't talking no regular basketball player. We
You're
talking.
not, but I don't want him.
That's all right. Don't.
We was just in the finals. What?
And you didn't win.
They got lucky.
Y'all didn't even make it.
We're not talking about us.
Y'all lucky y'all ain't see
Would
us.
you take Kevin Durant? Would you take Kevin
Man,
Durant?
y'all can take
Would
one. I don't
take
want
Kevin
him.
Durant?
I don't want him.
Right about now.
Why I can't have? Why I gotta choose who y'all want on my team?
No, you right. You right.
I'm not telling y'all who to get.
Well, you choosing failure.
Right, because all we did was
Like I said, we was in the chip last year. Y'all
You'll never
wasn't.
get there again if we get
we
KD.
always
If we facing y'all, we definitely going.
You think that they would be the KD and Embiid?
Fuck no. And Harden. Shit.
Harden trash. You know he trash.
And
No, he
Was he up to your expectations?
He was hurt.
last
You
year?
ain't
Come
heard
on
you
with
ain't
the
heard
hurt
anything.
shit, man.
It's wrong. That shit
Stop.
tightened up on you.
Them first 5 or 6 games, y'all was riding his job.
Nah, man.
Y'all wasn't?
I mean,
I was. I'm not.
Come on, cut it out. Cut it out, man. See, that's why I don't talk sports because when they get down to it, it's another story.
hey, listen, man.
I'm
First
just
of all,
saying.
you don't want KD, man.
I don't want KD.
Yeah, we was happy about Harden.
So you want me to get? So who would you want me to get rid of to get him?
Jaylen Brown.
You're crazy. Get that? No.
Okay.
No. Y'all take him.
And Marcus Smart.
You
Oh
sick.
yeah, they throwing Marcus
You
in there.
sick.
Get rid of
Yeah,
Marcus.
they
Ain't
definitely-
going nowhere.
but they
If they get rid of Marcus, we
definitely
done.
said- They definitely said they was throwing
If
Marcus
they
in
get,
there.
we get rid of Marcus.
Yeah,
hey,
hey,
Marcus
done.
dropped 30 games.
No, but
You shut down anybody on the
But
Sixers?
H, I ain't gonna hold you. That's their PJ Tucker.
You
That's
serious?
their PJ Tucker.
He ain't shutting anybody down.
Hey,
You better check every person that he guard. You better check his
Who
stats.
was he guarding?
Whoever he guard, he shut him down.
What ain't happening this year?
Hey,
You got Google.
We beat the Celtics.
You got Google.
We beat the Celtics
In the regular
out of
season,
five.
and it don't mean nothing.
Okay, but
And it don't
Marcus
mean
Smart
nothing.
wasn't shutting anybody
It
down.
don't
If we would have saw you in the playoffs, y'all would have went to the finals.
Definitely.
I'd have guaranteed that
Definitely.
You
Definitely.
got beer in that suit?
No, this is the first guy ain't got a lot of
Fucking Robert Williams.
Got any beer in that
Hey,
suit?
Robert Williams gonna shut down
No,
Embiid.
listen, Harry want to drink all the beer in this argument.
Yeah. Y'all tripping. Y'all are y'all better be lucky y'all ain't face us, y'all. Y'all trash.
How we lucky?
We gonna
Cause
see.
I just said y'all lucky.
Y'all got lucky playing the Bucks without Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
Y'all wasn't there either.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
And then we wore down
Coulda,
Miami for you.
coulda, shoulda,
Yeah,
woulda.
we definitely wore Miami down for y'all. Y'all got a soft Miami after we beat them. Come on, man, we was battling them
Yeah,
niggas.
give him a beer. He ain't even drunk.
That's
enough.
who needs one. I ain't even right now. I'm just high.
Cut it out. That's why I don't like talking sports, because sports go
Nah,
crazy.
because you was an outrageous. First of all, you
How am I outrageous?
Because you a Philly nigga through and through. He got the
Are you
nerve to
Philly?
be a Yankees fan,
Oh, God, here we
a
go.
Giants
Yeah,
fan,
struggling right
and
now,
a
too.
Celtics
Here we go.
fan.
Bring that up.
No, I'm
Bring
just
that up.
saying.
Bring it up.
I just say y'all struggling. That's it. I wasn't
That's
talking
it?
And
shit.
we want to test
I
Aaron
mean,
Judge,
y'all
and I
want-
think Aaron Judge on steroids. Bring out the cup. Y'all did it to Barry Bonds. Go get the shit.
I didn't do
Bring out the
nothing to
cup.
Barry Bonds.
I
Barry
think-
Bonds did that to
Well,
himself.
what you think Aaron Judge?
Barry Bonds did that to
Look at that
himself.
jump he taking. You think ain't
Yeah,
nothing
Barry
behind
Bonds
that?
was a little motherfucker when he got in the league. Now he just big hawk hole looking
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah.
Yeah,
He was a
slow
Hall
as
of
shit.
Famer before everything.
Before all of that, he didn't have to do all that.
Now he's a super Hall of Famer.
You know, he's a super big head that ain't getting in.
He's a
Legal-
super
listen.
bozo.
Legalize PEDs, let them do it. If you fuck up your life, it's on you, but it's exciting for the game.
No, it's
It
not.
was. It was
No, it's
exciting.
not.
You wasn't excited.
No.
You wasn't tuning in ESPN.
Of course I was. I mean,
All
it's
right,
something to
well,
watch.
that's all that matters.
It's something to watch, but
Baseball was better when they was on.
Yeah.
That's
Let these niggas do what they
that's
do.
true.
It ain't my life. It's yours. You want to be a dummy and use that shit?
I don't want to win with no bullshit. I want to win with my talent.
If we make it legal, it ain't
Not
no
drugs.
bullshit.
I don't want to win with drugs.
Oh, man, they all want a little something.
Ain't no. I don't want to play like that.
I'm with
I don't
Solo.
play like that. I
I'm
want
with
to play with
Solo.
my skills.
I don't want everybody winded up playing the game. I don't
And
want
baseball, that should be legal, man.
No,
That was
sir.
the best time of baseball. It was
Drugs
the
should not
glory
be legal
year.
nowhere.
How hype was you going home,
Yeah, I was like,
pissing the shit on
yeah.
McGuire, Sosa, Bonds.
Yeah, true.
Everybody going at
But
it.
it's all illegal.
But the problem
They
with
using
that,
drugs.
the problem with that was all three of those players were good before they started
Exactly.
doing shit.
So why
Taking steroids doesn't.
Two of them was good.
No,
Two
all three of them was
no,
good.
one of them was good. Two of them was Sosa. Sosa and McGuire were average.
You fucking
Bonds
nuts.
was great.
McGuire won the Rookie of the Year. What are you
Yeah, but
talking
his
about?
career, he needed that shit to do.
No,
that.
so
Bonds ain't needed it.
so
Sosa
where-
needed it.
so
Bonds
where-
ain't needed
where
it.
it helps-
Sosa needed it?
Yeah, they
Where-
needed that shit. Bonds and McGuire need to do that. I mean, Sosa and McGuire need to do that. Bonds didn't need to do that. Their careers is average at best. I don't consider them great. I don't consider them, Bonds was great before that and after that.
Average.
I don't consider McGuire and Sosa great. Their career, they weren't bums. but they weren't great. They needed that, or else they wouldn't. Bonds fucked this up. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm tripping.
To me, the steroids didn't help them be better baseball players, but what it did help was that they were using the steroids to help stay healthy, right? Because McGwire always had chronic back problems. Right. So once he started taking that again as he got older, then he was able to get up but steroids are not making it easier to hit the ball.
I didn't say
all that stuff. So I don't want the players.
But McGwire was missing. But listen, you understand? McGwire was missing a lot of games due to the injuries he had. McGwire was missing a lot of games, so he couldn't have been great. He takes the steroids, takes off. He needed that. Bonds didn't have none of that going. He wasn't missing games. He just was greedy.
I'm just saying drugs, period.
I get you, but I don't
want to win off my talent.
I'm with you.
I don't want to win off
my whole point was, we can go wherever we're going. My whole point was baseball was way more exciting during that time.
It was.
When you was coming home watching these joints get knocked out the park, it was crazy.
No, to me, the reason why it wasn't enjoyable because you had no-name dudes smashing 40 homers, like Brady Anderson from the Orioles smacking 50. Like he never had. He played 5 years before that season and barely had like 25 homers combined, and then he comes out with a year where he's smacking like 45 and 50. Like to me, that's corny. Like you only like it was too many of those type of balls that was taking it, and it wasn't. It was just the drugs. Like it ain't.
I get you, but they knew what was going on. Everybody knew what was going on.
I mean,
we all watched it, knew it. Barry Bonds' head that went from soup size to motherfucking helium balloon.
No,
like we knew it.
I really like when the baseball scores were looking like football scores.
Yeah, it's crazy.
14-6.
Yeah.
Yo, I really did. I ain't gonna hold you.
Them seats was packed.
Packed,
niggas was tuning in. I'm not saying that baseball is dead, but you all know it's dying. They gotta get rid of some of their old white
you saw the stands at the Phillies game the other day?
It was empty?
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they was winning. Cincinnati?
Yeah. I mean, Cincinnati is one
I know, but still, just, you know what I'm saying?
The baseball tickets are cheap. That's an easy game to go to and have some fun. You know what I'm saying?
Baseball suffering.
Yeah, there is no solution to fix baseball. It's just
they need the juice.
Bring them juice. Bring the juice. What's how everybody tuning in?
It's a slow game.
Everybody likes to watch. Everybody likes to watch people crash out. We gonna all watch people crash out.
I watch baseball regardless. I watch more baseball than anything.
All we're gonna do is watch ESPN for the highlights because if it's a 14-9 game, that game's gonna take like 4.5 hours.
You gonna bet on it, you lying ass motherfucker. You know you gonna get in on that shit. He lying. Soon as they put him on he's gonna be like, shit, put 20 on this game. This nigga gonna get like 5 home runs.
And all we're gonna do is what? Check the scores to make sure they cover the over or the under. I'm not gonna watch a Texas Rangers versus Oakland A's game that is 15-11 that's taking almost 5 hours. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna check the over under and then keep it moving.
I got you.
That's the problem with baseball. The game is just too long. So in today's era, no one's sitting down. I'm a baseball fan, so it doesn't bother me. No, but I don't mind. I like baseball, but I know there's not enough people across the country like me that will actually watch it.
See, I watch
but I don't watch other teams. Right, that's what I'm saying. I only watch us.
More baseball.
So to me, it's like I don't want to go to a 7-inning game because it doesn't feel like baseball.
Right.
But I'm also aware that
like 7 innings, 2 outs.
No, to me that's not baseball. That's not baseball. No, but I feel you. I mean,
I don't mind the game being long.
Should they time the pitcher? Because the pitcher got a rubber ball, scratch his head.
Will you watch a White Sox Indians game?
If that's the only thing on.
He like baseball.
I watch more baseball than anything.
Okay. I mean, but
that's not most of America, though.
Right. So the only way, I mean, they try to do things right. They put the pitch clock in. They limited the amount of time that
a lot of pictures take forever though, man.
Well, and they did that too.
Batters gotta take off all the equipment.
Gotta put him in and get in the box. No, gotta make him get in the box.
I'm gotta get him in the box.
Gotta get him in the box.
They said a reliever has to pitch for at least 3 batters because before, they would change the pitchers to every single batter.
Yeah.
So they're trying to do things to speed the game up, but it's just a naturally slow game with not a lot of action.
It is what it is.
Right? I mean, there's a reason why
baseball needs Allen Iverson.
That football and
change that whole shit.
There's a reason. And
how do you change it if you're not hitting?
You know what they need to do though? The one thing that they can do is embrace the Latin culture when it comes into baseball and just let the players free, like let them be wild, like, let them celebrate. Like you ever watch the World Baseball Classic? When it be like, you know what I'm saying, like Cuba versus Puerto Rico. They out there with the drums, the flag, they be turned up.
They be turned.
Oh, them niggas 30 years old playing in the 15.
Yeah, but they not. I'm like they like if you get a double, half the dugouts out the dugout on the field, like you know they wolfing it up, and it's exciting.
Yeah.
But here, you know, it's a gentleman's game. You can't show up the pitcher and all that stuff. But in the World Baseball Classics, like, and that's coming up soon, right? I think it's next year. I think they're having it again because Bryce and Romuto and a bunch of other players saying they're gonna play for Team USA. If you watch those Latin teams play against each other, it's a fucking party.
And another thing too is you know how they be so prideful about where they from.
Yeah,
right.
They go hard.
They go hard.
They go real hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then even the pitcher beginning, they strike you out. They let you know they strike you out. Like everything is just embraced because it's so emotional because that is their sport.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what Major League needs to embrace, in my opinion. Is that's one of the things that maybe can get fans back into it because you know we tune into the NBA because we see the players, right? We can identify with them dunking and all that, and you know kind of showboating Steph with the handle or whatever. You bring in baseball, you bring in that flavor, that feel. I think that would help baseball a lot here in America by just embracing the party aspect and like the love of the game. And I feel the Latin players, you know, provide that the best.
That might be a problem too, though. It's like I don't think there's enough minorities in America that's into it.
No, that's definitely a problem.
Yeah.
Because everyone's playing basketball.
Yeah.
Everyone's playing basketball. It costs too much to play baseball, and you need too many people.
That's another problem too.
I mean, look how much money that America has invested in the police athletic leagues and all things like that to try to get baseball back up there. You need 10 people to come outside and play. Like where do you see 10 kids coming outside and play anymore? So everything is organized. So now that everything is organized, it costs too much for a lot of inner city parents. So if you're going to pick one sport to play, basketball is a lot cheaper. I'm gonna send my kids to and all you need is some sneaks, and all you need is about 4 kids to go hoop, and you got a good game going on. But baseball, you need at least 10, 11, 12. Even if you play, because I remember when we used to play on Tabor, you know, we used to play half the field. Right? You play 4-on-4. You know, if you're right-handed, you got all the defense is gonna be on third base side and the side. You know, then if you got somebody left-handed, everybody got to rotate over. But you still needed 8 to 10 kids. Basketball, 3. We out there playing 21. We out there playing roughhouse. You out there playing. So it's a lot of things that baseball has going against them for them to get back to where they were. And to be honest with you too, baseball is horrible at marketing their own stars.
Yeah.
Right?
Even on a sponsorship tip with little kids, I feel like buying a pack of jerseys for basketball teams ain't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I sponsor so many basketball teams, I didn't even know the kids. You know what I'm saying? Just giving out the jerseys. Sometimes you got shorts, some years you didn't. You know what I'm saying, guys? Baseball, you need bats, you need gloves, you need cleats, you need the hard hat. It's like it's so much. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot.
It's rough.
It's a lot.
It's rough.
Like you don't see no baseball players on TV, ads. Like there's no way Shohei Ohtani shouldn't be all over TV. First, Japanese boy that can pitch and hit, and damn near won the MVP and the Cy Young Award at the same time. Like there's no way he shouldn't be on Nike commercials.
That's both from the Angels, right?
Yeah. Like, there's no way that he shouldn't be all over your TV. Like what he's doing. So Major League Baseball is horrible at promoting their own sports. Like Mike Trout should be named Bryce. I mean, Bryce Harper has a lot of energy for an American-born player when it comes to loving the game and promoting the game. Every now and then you see him on the Armour commercial. You know what I'm saying? What's he got? What food has he got? The Dairy Queen Joan or something like that?
The fact that we don't know is bad.
Right.
Because Michael Jordan, Wheaties. It was bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, guys?
Yeah.
The fact that we don't know is just, you know what I'm saying, guys? The fact we don't know is bad. You know what I mean?
That's true.
For far too long, baseball has just rested on being an American game, and everything in America has passed them by. And it's still a great sport. I love it. I really wish it, hope that the Phillies make the playoffs this year because it's been 10 years since we had playoff baseball. So and we're still a baseball town. Like Philly is a baseball town. You just gotta
make it to a game this year.
I'm waiting for Bryce Harper to come back.
No, I'm waiting for the sun to go down.
Oh shit, you're right.
Right. Sun.
Yeah.
That's the only. I normally go in the fall because I can't deal with this. I go in the jean jacket weather.
So H, how you Tampa Bay Bucks look at the week 1 of the preseason? Anything caught your eye about them?
I'm gonna be real. I didn't watch the game. I watched it through YouTube highlights. I was ripping and running, doing other things, and I'm really not too concerned as long as everybody comes out healthy. The only thing I ain't like is we just picked up Carl Nassib, and that's just. I got so many things I can say about that one, but I'm gonna let that be. Just Carl Nassib is Carl Nassib. We're gonna leave that alone.
We might get kicked off.
I don't know how he helps my team. That's all.
You don't like the Gable on your team?
Nah, no problem with him being here. I think he's a tremendous athlete, a tremendous human being.
Yo, that's a conversation I want to get into. Once you get the gun up,
I just don't like him as a pickup for my team. That's all.
Are they starting him at defensive end, or he just kind of
He's probably
being rotational?
He's probably going to start opposite side.
You got weak. Y'all had somebody get hurt or something? If he's going to start, what? So this is my question because I don't know your depth chart.
Free agent.
Like,
so no, you know what? I'm sorry. I forget the other guy's name that we picked up too. We got Hickson, we got D-Tech. That Shaq Barrett on one end. I don't know. He might start.
So then, why do you think he's not going to help if you didn't really have a good?
I just don't like the guy. I like him as a player. I didn't think he was that good.
Right.
So that's just my opinion.
So back to him being homosexual.
Yeah.
All right, Phil.
Alright.
Yeah, because this what I'm saying. Do y'all think love you?
Right now.
See you Sunday.
All right.
Do y'all think? Because I'm gonna go back to the Manti Te'o incident, and that was all the way back in 2012. So we 10 years away from that whole incident. So with that whole incident, it really turned into him being homosexual in the locker room. Do y'all think today's players are comfortable?
They came out that he was gay.
Nah, but they made that the focus of the conversation that the fake girlfriend stemmed from him actually hiding his sexual identity.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I did hear that.
And I kind of felt like he dropped low in the draft because of that. That's really what I think.
Yeah, teams were questioning him.
I don't know how y'all
admitted
feel.
that teams questioning him.
I thought he was going first round. That's just me. I thought he was going first round.
I thought he was overrated. I thought he only got the hype because he was playing for Notre Dame. He didn't have. I didn't think. And I'm a Notre Dame fan.
But I just felt like everybody projected for this boy to go first round.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He shouldn't even been in the Heisman conversation.
No, the Heisman thing is a whole nother
Johnny
thing.
Manziel,
But I'm talking about as far as how he
conversation.
played. I think that
he was nice.
I think he was a first round linebacker. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
To
that's
me.
rare.
You know what I'm saying?
That's hard. You know, a linebacker to go in the first round. You know, few and far in between go.
But what I'm saying is, if let's say hypothetically, he did drop because they thinking of his sexual orientation.
Because he admitted that during his interviews with teams for pre-draft, everybody asked him about the situation.
About sexuality and all
whether
that.
he gay.
Because people were they didn't want to draft with the ball. Michael Sam, whatever the ball said.
Yeah.
But I'm saying now in 22, do y'all think it's the same type of culture in the locker room, or do y'all think it changed?
I think you gotta.
What y'all think?
The culture in the locker room, I don't know.
Do you think it changed? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Like, do you think
from talking to athletes that I know or listening to talk, and brother, all these other people that I really think like if they feel like you're good enough to help them win, they don't really care what you do outside.
But do you think with today's culture, you getting an honest answer?
Yeah.
From them,
I really think
no.
I
don't believe him.
I don't think because
I don't think
no man out here is giving you an honest answer on that.
Transparency on it.
Because they feel like it's gonna be some backlash.
No, I definitely feel like they're gonna lose their job.
Yeah, like because sometimes even if you have a point, there's no right answer. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I just feel like you can't really be honest.
So you really think they won't be accepted in the locker room?
I kind of feel like we'll never really know.
So
because if you act
weird, tomorrow Aaron Rodgers has a news conference and say, "Yo, I'm gonna get his net." Wide receivers in the back of the locker room, like, "Yo, I don't want to catch passes on Aaron Rodgers."
I'm not saying that, but I kind of feel like even if they didn't want to, they're not going to say nothing.
Right.
But they should.
I feel like no, you know what I'm saying.
I mean, they might not. Why would they? Like, it doesn't.
No, what I'm saying is the world is so different from 2012 that I felt like evidently owners, GMs must have thought that they would be uncomfortable with a homosexual in the locker room. So you mean to tell me in 10 years you think that these same views are out of place now? Like the world changed, that these same guys in the locker room don't feel the same way?
See, I understand what
Carl Nassib wasn't in the locker room for
because y'all pause more than anybody. Y'all pause like young boys. Y'all say pause for everything.
That's just the clown.
I'm just saying.
But the tag on each point.
But the use of the word pause goes towards a mentality also.
Right. But to go on each point, does it change? Do I think it affect the locker room exactly? No. But to go on your side, though, I think it doesn't affect the locker room, but I also think it doesn't affect because these same dudes who really don't, who may be against certain things, just ain't saying it, like you said. I don't think it affects. You know what I mean? Everybody will go out there and ball, like he said. If you catch some touchdowns, we good. The minute you drop one, I think you might get a different opinion. The minute you cost a game and you happen to be that, they might say fucking, you know what I'm saying? Then it might be different. But does it have an overall effect? I don't think so. But I think, like you said, sometimes you would never really know how they feel because you can't say nothing. Whether it be that against Sweden, but you can't say nothing now without almost losing your brand and getting canceled. You know what I mean? Back in the day, you might have been able to say something.
Yeah, I mean, there have been a couple gay players I think you're right, so you will not get the right answer. But I also think that nowadays, 2022, the locker room will be more accepting of the players if they show that they can actually play and ultimately help them win games. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
a white racist is accepting of a black man until he dropped the ball, then he's a nigger. So you get where I'm coming from? So as soon as that man, that homosexual man, he does good, we're good. As soon as he fucks up and costs the team, then fans and other players secretly call him that slur. You know what I'm saying? You're only as good as to what you can do for the team with anybody next to you. Other than that, if that's how you feel, that's just how you feel.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, did the culture?
I mean, I would.
Did the culture change, or is society changing the culture?
Probably a combination of both.
Yeah, everything. I mean, it's
you know what I'm saying? You get my question?
Yeah. Well, the NFL locker room was what, 52 players, right? And if someone came out game, let's just say they're a middle of the pack player, right? It's not someone like Aaron Rodgers, but it's not somebody that just came up from the practice squad, right? Just a middle. If they come out game, the locker room probably gonna be split 50-50. Like the culture of life has changed. That 50% of the locker room probably really don't care whether he's good or not. They just don't care that he's gay. And then probably the other 50 would be like, you know, whether it be, you know, the truly religious people that are on the team that don't believe in homosexuality, or, you know, just people raised up, you know, in a sheltered environment that don't, like, they probably will hate them too.
Ask you something,
yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Does that change if it's Tom Brady or LeBron James saying he's gay?
I think
of course, because it goes back, like we said, it goes back to winning first. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like if Mike came out in the middle of the three-peat, you think Scotty wasn't going to want to play with him? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like people were scared of Dennis Rodman. They didn't care. They didn't remember Dennis Rodman's issues didn't become an issue when he was with the Bulls and they was winning. It's when he was with some of them other teams and they weren't doing good, and then he became a distraction. Right. So Brady or Brown or, you know, any of the top tier players just come out and say it, they you know, it ain't gonna stop you from getting bread. It ain't gonna stop you from winning chips, and that's ultimately what it matters.
Society's at a different angle. We all in the same way. I don't give a damn. My views on Carl Nassib has nothing to do with his sexuality. I just don't think we needed him. That's just me. Why we got him, obviously you know something that I don't know. So we're gonna see. I'm thinking that he's gonna end up starting though.
But I think going to Sue's point, the dynamic could be different because right now we're talking about the locker room, but you might be right when we're talking about the front office, the decision makers, right? Where you don't have to be out in the public. When it's in the room, like we all watch Hard Knocks, right? When it's in the room and it's just the GM and the coaches and the scouts, then it might be like, look, I don't know if that type of, you know, will go in our locker room, so we're going to knock him down the draft board, or we're going to take him off of the free agent pool altogether because that might not work in our locker room. Now that's where it might be said, but when it actually gets in the locker room, like your brother said when he was on the podcast, a lot of times when people in the locker room, they're not really worried about everybody else. It's you know,
trying to keep their job,
trying to keep my job, trying to support my family, and you know, ultimately we all trying to win. And as long as what you're doing isn't affecting me, right? As long as you ain't like if I might not believe in it, but if you ain't flamboyant in the locker room or you know that kind of stuff, then it's like do what you gotta do as long as you show up on Sunday.
That you put a stipulation on how they going, how they can conduct themselves.
No, because I think
because what if he is flamboyant?
Right, but I'm saying, like,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm just putting that thing.
I'm just saying.
But you can have men in the locker room that, you know, are deeply religious, right? They don't care if the dude next to him is, you know, an adulterer and all that other stuff, as long as what? As long as you practice when you practice and we show up on game time, and then my beliefs outside the game isn't really going to affect how I feel inside of it. You know, we'll put together our church club over here and we'll meet on Tuesdays and go with thing, and y'all, whoever's over there can go out clubbing all 5 nights of the week and sleep with 3 women at a time. As long as you do what you're supposed to do when it comes to the team. So ultimately, that's what it be with someone who's homosexual in the locker room. The decision makers upstairs is where it's really going to be made and really going to be changed because they don't have to answer for anything. Yeah. Because if you got someone in the draft that is homosexual that but you can nitpick things to make it seem like why you didn't want to pick him, other than because he's gay. You could be like, we watch film and it doesn't look like he shed blocks right, or you know what I'm saying, he's not the right fit for the offense that we're trying to install here. You can come up with all that BS reason, but only inside that room do they know that if the sexual preference came into reasons why they.
I think moving forward, you're gonna start seeing it a whole lot more.
Yeah, for sure.
A whole lot more.
For sure.
I mean, I think we're already in that.
I don't think so.
I mean, maybe not football, but other sports.
But I'm talking about the type of time like WNBA, like it's a given. You know what I mean? I don't feel like it's a given in the NBA. I don't feel like it's a given in hockey. It's not a given in baseball where you just see 2 dudes show up and it's like, that's the star pitcher from such and such, and that's his husband. You don't see that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
I still feel like the sports or they carry a heterosexual. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, feeling with them. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, and like you said, most of them come out after the fact because they just don't want to deal with. They get heckled enough if they drop a pass, like you said, but they don't want to be the gay dude dropping the pass, so they don't want to be the gay boy missing the shot. Yeah. So as it becomes more acceptable, social media fans, you're gonna get ripped for whatever reason. So you might as well live your truth and just be who you want to be.
Yeah. I was thinking about that real heavy when I watched that Man Tale.
I just heard about it today. I didn't even know there was
a good Jones on Netflix. It's a good Jones.
Yeah,
two-part. You watched it. It's a good Jones.
I didn't see it. I watched Hard Knocks last night. Shout out to Swift. They was finally featured on yesterday. He was out there giving other running backs on the line some work. So shout out to Swift.
I'm gonna check that out. I'm definitely gonna check that out.
Yeah. He was giving some other. They were doing some footwork drill. And they were trying to challenge him, and he was trying to lay in the cut. Like, no, go ahead. Like, I got this. And then they dusted him.
Yeah, his feet.
Yeah. But Deuce Staley was digging his ass though, because he was playing a little soft during the game, and he pulled him out the game, gave him some chewing, and then put it back in. So So he wasn't really in episode 1, but yesterday he had a good little section too. Yeah,
check that out. And I want to switch gears on something too. Like recently, they had a teenager. He was murdered. I want to say he was murdered like a year ago. His mom goes to visit his grave, and one of his ops murders the mother.
Word?
Now I saw a post.
You heard about this?
Mm-hmm. It's like in the media real heavy. Now I saw a post and this one guy was saying, "Do y'all finally think it's time to switch the message in the music?"
Nah.
I wonder how y'all feel about that.
I never looked into that. To me, it's entertainment. Like, were we going to change the message in the movies too? Like how far are we taking it?
How you feel about it?
That can go both ways. I'd be lying if I was to sit here and act like, as a man, that there wasn't certain songs that might have put me in the mood or something. I
ain't gonna front for some reason. I just think, like what you say, I agree, it's entertainment, but music has a stronger force over me than TV for some reason.
I knew it wasn't real, but certain things. If I followed a certain rapper and I believed what he was living was real, and I was going through a certain thing or I was about to do something.
I remember a time where you would have thought H was from Yonkers. Yeah, that's how much he liked the Locks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
you'd have thought Miriam was part of my D. He'd have fight you over my D.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't fighting over Al Pacino.
If that quality is already in H, and we're not going to speak on, but music or not, H is going to do what he was going to do to survive. He was going to get it anyway. It didn't matter. The song didn't make him do it. Might have put him in a better mood or a better feeling.
Never did a song.
Like you ain't never thinking like, so when you was younger, you wasn't like, yo, maybe I'll go get this paper route or go work at this corner store or whatever, get some bread. And then all of a sudden Kiss came on and you were like, oh, fuck it, I'm drunk now.
I get what you're saying, but that, you can kind of say that you could,
it was your environment that you raised up in.
No,
it was the fact that you had no other opportunities given to you.
No, because I had plenty of opportunities. Everything I did, I made a choice. Because I wasn't,
you ain't from the family.
And I ain't from
right, but it wasn't the music. The music ain't made you do it.
No, I didn't say the music did, but it didn't. Again, I don't look to that.
I don't think it deterred you either.
Right. You know what I'm saying? My whole point was, I agree with you saying, but I also could understand how music could influence somebody's decision. The same way a certain drug could influence your decision. The drug didn't actually make you do it. You was already a fucking killer before you did it. It just made you more relaxed and forget the actual subconscious of what you're doing, and then you kill somebody. I might be reaching, but music ain't gonna make nobody do it. But Charles Manson and them tell you Helter Skelter, they made them do it. And they heard kill in the music. So I don't believe in that.
They were crazy. I feel like you're right.
But again, we all got it in it. So I just believe that, music, if you a kid who come from nothing, and all you hear is drill music and stick up this nigga,
I'm starting to notice
you're gonna do it.
I feel like with the popularity of drill music and these teenage murders, it's like I'm seeing a parallel.
So
I don't want to blame it on that, but I think
so let me go deeper. Let me go deeper. Why do we have to change the music?
I'm not saying
here's what I'm saying. No, but here, let me get to my point. I'm gonna set it up a little bit. Here's what I'm saying. We're talking about changing the music. The undertone or the automatic assumption is we were talking about what? Hip hop music, right? Like we have to change hip hop music, right? That was your assumption without saying it. That was.
Oh, I'm definitely talking about hip hop.
Because we're talking about what's affecting our community.
Right.
Because Justin Bieber don't talk about killing nobody.
And hip hop is not affecting Brian.
But here's what I'm saying. But I think that Helter Skelter, right? There is a subgenre of rock and roll music, of heavy metal music that talks about raping, killing, mutilating, all that other stuff. We're not talking about changing their music, right? So only the African.
They're not killing each other at a rapid pace.
Yeah. They are. The white people murder. White men kill white men way more. It's only unfortunate that the black man is being looked at as the animal.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Right.
But what we see every day is I don't see Brian killing.
You just don't see it
because the propaganda in the media puts us out there.
But that's where I was getting. That's where I was getting to.
But in the city, at the end of the day, in Philly, you can't tell me that niggas is not killing each other more than white people killing each other. These white boys do put
the stats are out there, H.
In Philly.
You only hear about it because the news.
I don't believe in Philly that more white boys is clapping at each other than niggas down north, southwest, West Philly, and uptown. I don't believe it. I believe that white boys is getting busy. White boys ain't dropping as fast as these niggas out here is in this city. Fuck America, in Philly. They not dropping like that.
You don't want to restate
gun violence?
Yes, H.
I'm just challenged that.
Only because
I wish I could keep my
because of the pure numbers. Like there are more white people, so the percentage is the same. But what I'm saying is it's a shame that we have to change hip hop music because that's what we automatically gravitated towards was change hip hop music. Why is it not music in general? Because just like everyone, we all hear this the phrase black on black crime. Why do you never hear white on white crime? There's more crime committed by white people on white people than any other.
He sound like a politician.
No,
because I live in this city, and don't get me wrong.
I feel like
everybody do they thing.
Who is to blame? Like who is so I'll wind it back because I tried to take it broader, but now I'll wind it back to exactly what you said. Right? Who is it to blame? Is it the radio stations for playing that kind of music?
I can't blame
them.
I blame them.
Is it? Hold on.
I blame the labels. I blame all of them. Yeah.
So you have to go to the top, right? Because
all of it.
It's the white CEOs that are paying the record companies to sign the people that are making the most, ignorant of music, and then they're putting it on the radio. But we're the ones listening to it.
And that's the only thing that I will say.
If we didn't listen to it,
you already know how I am. I don't listen to a shit. I don't listen.
Right, I'm saying if we didn't listen, if we didn't make Power 99 the most listened to station in the city, or or whatever it may be, if the most ratchet of song wasn't always number one on the countdown, then they would be forced to play other things.
Yeah,
maybe Chance the Rapper or shit. When we was growing up, there used to be balance on the radio station. You could get, every album came out with that radio single like Nas, I Know I Can, or even DMX How's It Going Down. Yeah, there was a song. Every artist had a song.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we know about pop, right?
Keep your head up. It's culture now. These little niggas listen to this.
Because we're being programmed. The young youth are being programmed.
I kind of feel like they're being programmed, and I feel like
there's not enough balance.
I'm not looking into for an answer that's that complex. I'm just being simple with it.
But I ain't gonna hold you. I think it's that complex.
No, I believe that it is. No, this is what I'm saying. I believe that it is, but the solution is too broad to try to figure out. Because now you got, like you said, you're picking up here, down there, where you picking it. I'm just looking at it and saying, I agree. It's not the music. It's not the artist. But I also understand how some of these little niggas can hear a song like we heard Andy Up back in the day and walked outside and punched a nigga in the face. You understand what I'm saying? It's no different than when we did in a local club. Move, bitch. And we walk out. And then if it popped off, it popped off. It's no different. Except these little niggas is a little bit more wild.
I just think moving forward.
And they don't follow the rules.
If I'm
Problem
a parent,
is the little niggas
I
don't
have no
move.
kids. You wouldn't be allowed to listen to
Listen, my son, I don't.
You wouldn't be allowed to listen to it.
So I listen to Dirk. I listen to some of it. I can't. It's not my type of shit, but I listen to it because it's the catchy shit. Young kids listen to it. My son like to listen to it. But I look and see how they move. My son knows these songs back and forth. I say, yo, a lot of these young boys think what they saying is true.
I think they think it's cool.
And they do think it's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
But do we equate that with the same way we fought when we was young and Nas was spitting?
I just don't feel like
Pac was spitting.
I just don't feel like kill your ops, moms, and all that type of stuff was the message.
So their rules are different. Cause see, we would never. Even with my enemy, I never say fuck your brother that died. I wouldn't tell it. I would just they did.
Like, you know what I'm
the
saying?
rules is different. These little niggas now don't respect women, kids, time, situation, nothing. When we came up, we had a little bit of rules.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Our funerals, like
Getting wild. They shot that lady. We wouldn't do that. But that's not saying. You know what I'm saying? It's just they don't. It's not the music. They just don't give a fuck.
I kind of feel like Drake 15.
Yeah.
I feel like when you 13, 14, 15, and you listening to that all day long. Oh, them niggas saying start to overrule what you saying.
True. Because to me, it goes back to what I think.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. This is
no, you're right. No, you're right because that's why what we were saying how it's broader. Like a question like that, it doesn't have a streamlined answer, right? Because you start to touch on because what I'm thinking now when you something that you said resonated in my head that reminded me back to I think a conversation we had on like episode 9 or 10 where it was like how do we fix things and I was like well where do you want to start, right? So you go back with the music. What you said is they hear this music and it instantly gravitates them to go pop somebody. To me, if in the hood they had other opportunities or other things that caught their attention at school programs, sporting programs, and that they knew they had other options, that when they hear the kill or whatever, that they understand it's just a song because, like you said, they believe they're real because that's all they see. They don't see nothing else. So they feel like that rapper is real.
And where they seeing them at?
On TV.
And where else?
In the hood.
In the hood.
The goddamn phones.
Oh, right, on the phone, right.
You get what I'm saying? I feel like that's what's being pushed.
So in essence, the problem is bigger than music then.
I feel like the problem is, you part of the problem.
I get it.
A parent that's listening to that shit with them is part of the
problem. No, I get it. Like I listen.
See, I hate to say it. That's how I feel.
I don't think so because I was always.
But I don't promote it.
Here's the thing.
I'm telling my son all the time. When he glorified King Von,
I listen with you.
These niggas, this nigga. Don't might be rapping. Yeah. I tell my son keep it a beat like your favorite rapper that you think is this and that.
Now if you listening to it with a disclaimer, that's
no, I talk to Dre like he's a real nigga.
I don't think that parent.
That is the problem. That's why I say
I keep it a buck with my son. Don't follow.
That's why I was saying though it comes back culturally because I got kids same age, right? 24, 20, 19, 15. So they grew up with I grew up listening to it with them. But because they had I guess you would call it a stable home thing, I'm able to instill the morals and the values in my kids. Like, that's fucking music. You're not that dude. You didn't grow up that way. Like, you didn't come from that. So it's music. So I'm able to teach the yin and the yang, right? So yeah, listen to music. All your friends listen to it. Young Nudie, all them young boys that I listen to with Tay or whatever. But he knows that's not real life. That's not real life for himself. That might be real on Old Block, and that might be real down South Philly where you wasn't from, but we lived in the burbs in Carolina, like you know what I'm saying. Like,
a lot of,
you know what I'm saying. Like he knows street ethics, but you wasn't a street dude. So keep it music. But unfortunately, too many today are not getting that balance as you just said.
They don't get that.
So I don't think it's the music. I think it's the culture. I think it's the society in general.
But I still got.
So are you changing movies then? So that's my next.
But see, I'm gonna still say to me, music and movies are apples and oranges.
How?
I just feel like
they don't make it look cool to have to burn the John Wick with the 30 clips.
I'm gonna tell you something. I feel like the average artist has more effect on a person than an actor does because of the key word. It's an act.
What's more accessible? Is it easier to hear this drill music or is it easier to watch a movie? If you from the gutter,
both. It's straight and everything.
I think they both accessible. I just think that nobody think Lil Durk is acting. I think when you see Denzel in a movie and then you see him playing another role, Michael B, you see him. It's you know that it's an act. I kind of feel like when you looking at Lil Durk, you looking at what's the one you just named, King Von. They believe that's what they are.
Believe in the facade behind them. See, that's the thing.
Like everybody thought Tupac was really a thug. Everybody thought Biggie
did.
was really the king of New York. I think that's what when you listen to music, you believe. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel like even with the successful artists, that's why they're successful because we believe.
But you hear what you just said? When we was young, we thought there were people who thought Tupac was
when they're watching
act how these young.
But when they're watching
and I don't think that their message was promoting that.
No, it wasn't. When they're watching videos and they're watching movies and they just see, oh, boom, he got shot. He'll be all right. Like, they ain't have real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they make it seem cool to get shot on TV.
Music making 50 Cent made a whole career off of it.
But it really happened to him.
That's what I'm saying. He really got shot. That's what I'm saying.
But he made niggas think like, well, shit. It might happen, but if I get hit, I'm cool now.
The nigga album was called Get Rich or Die Trying.
I got stripes now.
I'm gonna get rich.
Because some niggas in the hood, you get shot, you keep some niggas, they want some stripes now. They feel like they're cool. I survived getting shot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like music does glorify. I get what you're saying. The movies, but music does glorify.
I think music and movies is just even.
But where you stop? Where you stop?
It's hard.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm all over the place.
No, you're right because you're not. You're fine. That's a normal human emotion because you can see things on both sides and you know the problem is bigger. Like my thing is, instead of changing the music, we got to change society. We got to change the culture. We got to invest. We got to have dads stay in their kids' lives and raise them in a better household that they're not affected by the music to make us think that's the thing to go do. That it's just entertainment.
But I also feel like if we don't support it, they'll start rapping about other things. I feel like half of these drill niggas rapping about drill music because they see drill niggas being successful. I think that's what it's about. But that's really what I think it's about.
Is it that, or is it because they know that the CEOs and the people up in the office are going to pay them to make that type of music?
It's the same thing, though.
You still got some old rich white racist man making that nigga be a slave.
But you gotta
make that drill.
But sit back and ask yourself a question: why are they promoting that?
Why is who promoting that?
The rich white man up in the office. Why is he promoting that?
Oh, because it was sales.
But this is what I'm saying though. Whatever you put out there is going to sell.
Not necessarily, guys.
Necessarily, H. We listen to whatever's on the radio. It's shit. We nigga. All of us listen to the song Ice Baby. All of us did.
Yeah.
Whatever goes out there, we're going to listen to it, dog.
Well, today's society is adapting more to drill music, so they're putting out a mixture of everything. But these young niggas want to listen to drill.
Are they pushing the drill, or is it?
They pushing it. They pushing the drill. They pushing the beefs. They pushing the violence.
That's what I'm saying.
That goes like I said. It's like he said. Who do we hit first? The top of the CEO?
Oh, we definitely
shut them down?
We definitely should.
And then does that change?
In the radio station.
Does that change the artist? Or do we crave for that music later on?
No, I think if it start hitting them in their pockets, they'll start signing more conscious rappers. I think shit would change. I think
so we get a world full of most dust.
But you know why it's not going to happen?
I'm not saying nothing wrong with it.
You know why it's not going to happen? Who buys music?
The most?
Yeah,
white people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're
entertainment.
We're going to pay the African American to act a fool.
We're entertainment
and to be detriment to your own society, and we're going to buy it because we get we get to watch it from afar, right? That's why 50 blew up.
That's a fact.
That's why Snoop blew up because the people in Kansas wanted to know what it was like living in the hood. That's why NWA became so popular because the white people that don't have to live that life were fascinated by life and they're going to pay for it.
We're like the
zoo. Like you said when it came back to sports, right? Like you don't do things for money. Money doesn't move you, right? Unfortunately, too many people does. So there's going to be people in the hood that's going to make that type of music, even though it's detriment to your own people, because they want to get the bag. And they know the white people are going to buy the concert tickets, they're going to stream the music, they're going to buy the albums, and that's what they're making the music for. So where do you stop? Like, where do you go?
Are we selling out?
Yeah, they selling out.
So are we talking about us as niggas? When we become a rapper, are we selling out to make that bag?
It depends on what kind of
we know what we doing.
But it depends on what kind of rapper you're going to become.
If you tell me, if I make a song, if I came out Molly Percocet, right, and then the drug overdose rate start going up in my neighborhood, in my city, fuck the world, they start going up. Yeah. Should I change my message?
I would. But
so am I selling out because I'm trying to get this bag? So
I think you are.
My next song gonna be Drink the Syrup.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think me personally, I think you are.
Okay. I don't disagree with you. I just want to know, like, again, man, we can sit here till we all blue in the face.
Because I look at it like this.
Really, I don't know what
it's dudes like Kendrick and Cole who don't rap about that stuff and they successful.
Because they're great rappers. There's always a lane for great rappers.
But I still feel like
what gets glorified more by the youth? Them or Lil Durk and the Goon Squad, you know, in YSL.
But you gotta ask yourself. If the labels was to push the Kendricks and the Coles, it'd be more of them.
They do get pushed. They
don't get pushed.
They richer than them.
They richer than them.
No, they don't.
They sell more albums.
When the last time one of y'all heard one of these songs on the radio, yo?
Well, Kendrick just dropped the album.
No, that's because we know about these dudes. We know about them.
Kendrick be on that. J. Cole be on that when he dropped. When he dropped the album,
I don't never hear it. Listen, and I'm in my car all the time. I don't never hear that.
I'm gonna be honest. On the regular radio, I don't listen to no more. I listen to all satellite.
You hear their music on satellite?
Satellite is all over the place.
Is it yes or no? Do you hear their music? I don't hear their music.
I hear older Kendrick more than I hear the newer Kendrick. So if I'm on the LL Joint, I'm hearing a lot of older shit.
So you hear swimming pools.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I like
that's
that.
What I'm
saying. Right. But on Shade 45, you hear them as soon as the album drops, and you're right, it does fail. There's a lot of drill music. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, I'm not, you know. Fortunately for me, I'm old enough and I'm past my time where I'm able to separate what's real and what's not. Yeah. The fucking problem with the youth is when your daddy's in jail for catching a body and your favorite rapper's talking about catching a body and your older cousin who's outside selling the big time drugs is catching bodies, you're going to listen to what that does. If your dad is a pastor and your cousin, then you might not listen to it and might not want to follow it. Yeah. It's not just the music, it's also the environment, like you said. Yeah. But it's all over the place. We got to change everything. Resources.
That's why I always say everything.
Pushing the albums, like
everything starts at home.
Pushing positivity.
Yeah. To me, everything starts at home first. Like if you took care of your household first, and everyone took care of their ones, then that's the easiest way to start changing.
But you can still be the one guy on your block who takes care of his front lawn, mows it, washes his crib, and everybody else litters on it.
No, for sure.
It's always that chance that you just got to be able to stand, being a standout because you're doing what's right. Society looks down on that now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying that's the easiest way to change everything. Because like you said, there's so many pockets, right? White CEOs, you know, what you see every day coming. The quickest way to change is like what you try to do with your book bag giveaway and your food. Try to change your small community first, and maybe you change one kid.
And that's all.
And if that one kid changes one more kid, then eventually we'll get there. There's no one answer that's going to solve every problem.
Even with that, you know, and I ain't gonna call homies out by names and all that, but I'm like, if when I'm jumping around on stage with no shirt on, promoting drinking and all that type of stuff, everybody Johnny on the spot. I'm doing something for these kids and people disappear. And that's weird to me, yo. That's weird to me. And we ain't talking about young boys now. We talking about 35 and up. Yeah. So it's weird to me. So it's like sometimes I be feeling like, damn, is the shit pointless?
No,
you know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's really how I feel. But I have meetings with myself and I'm like, no, you know, don't tackle it that way. But I'm like, damn. Like our crowds in certain areas are just as bad as the young boys. Yeah. Because if they don't see us out there, what's gonna make them want to do something? So they're old heads.
Exactly. So the problem, a lot of these young boys ain't got the right old heads. We had some alright old heads. These old heads now is dope as fucking pill heads. Yeah. They perked out niggas. Trying to tell this young boy, oh no, dude, you fucking a fiend, dog. Yeah. What can you tell this nigga? You know what I'm saying? It's the old head. When we was coming up, our old head was either in jail or it was changing. Now my son age, they old heads is niggas that's just like they all doped out. These young 20-year-old niggas, we all look better than the average 20-year-old right now. In Philly. We all look better. With our imperfections and everything, we look better than the average 20, 23-year-old. Between the men and the women, they look like they've been through hellfire, guys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, again, man, we could talk all day, but it's a
we gonna wrap this up. Once again,
it's a total effort.
Keep sending those questions to the inbox. We like it. We give y'all topics we talk about besides the sports. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We're getting closer and closer to football season, y'all.
Hey, Tampa Bay.
We always edit that part out.